Thank you for staying with us here on Bernama Today. My name is Fabian Assis. Together with me, a very special guest, Fadli Bakhtia. He is the Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival director. Now, Eco Film Festival has been running for 11 years right now. And earlier on, we've actually spoken a little bit about microplastics getting into our salt together with Termina. And over here, Fadli Bakhtia is organizing an event that's talking about being eco, recyclable, and all those kind of events, right? You've been running it for 11 years, yourself 5 years. Before we go into the interview, let's take a quick look at a video promo that we have for you right now.
Cases of red panda has been dramatically increased.
Up to 100 elephants are killed each day.
It's kind of weird that we would associate rivers with illness and sickness rather than life.
Deforestation is one of the biggest contributors to climate change.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so you told me earlier on, those are the certain films that people actually create, right?
Yeah, so those are some of the clips of the films that we will be screening. So the promo was done by one of my interns, actually.
I see.
Yeah.
So you you get it done for free.
Of course. We're also small organizations, but we rely on passion, rely on interest from people who really want to try and make a difference. So I think it's more valuable than anything.
Right. So tell me about the event. It's the 11th year. You've been festival director for 5 years, right?
For 5 years, yeah.
And being for the last 5 years, I'm sure it was a great ride. I've been here last year actually.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I did because I like all this recyclable stuff and things that you're wearing. You know, the watch and all those.
Yeah.
So these are things I really enjoy because I also like the bag that they had made out of seat belts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
Those are the things that I really like. Now, tell me, maybe for the last 11 years, right?
Yeah.
What has this festival, given the impact to the public?
Well, okay. So I've been the festival director for 5 years, but my first time was a volunteer in the first ever festival. So I've been with the festival for 11 years.
Okay.
What I see the difference is, wow, there's a lot really. Personally, for me, from a volunteer up to now, as I'm entrusted to be the festival director.
Yeah.
But in terms of the development for film itself, because KLAFF is mainly focusing on how we can communicate about issues through films.
Okay.
So the first year we had only about 40 films, 6 local and 8 international. This year, or for the past, I think 4 years, he has been on average between 200 to 300 films submitted from over 50 countries.
Okay.
And it has exponentially increased to about between 80 to 100 films that we screen in a year.
Okay.
In seven days. So that's just from the film itself. But in terms of other developments, we've worked with different people. We've, I think, created a lot more partnership with people. So it used to be more about just our organization who organize most of the content, but now we get more people to come in and take action.
Right. And how many people are you expecting? You're running this for what, 6-7 days?
7 days, yes.
And how many people are you expecting to go to the event?
Well, of course, on average, every year we look at around 4,000 to 5,000. That is including not just audience or visitors, but also the partners, people who participate in some of the activities organizing it. I think that's probably as much as we can handle. Yeah, I don't think we can go up to 10,000-15,000. I don't think it's realistic, not just because of the space, but also because of, I think, the kind of people who want to come. It's still a very
niche.
A lot of people aware, but for them to even go and give it a try is still a long way to go. That's what I think.
Would it be niche, do you think, these people?
Well, when we look at all the surveys on even response, the level of awareness is high, even for Malaysians. We know a lot of things, we know a lot of issues, we know what happens if you eat this or you don't eat that, but the behavioral change is very niche, still very niche.
Okay.
I think people still feel there's still a gap of knowing something and wanting to participate and wanting to do more.
Right.
Yeah.
And you are organizing it in Publica Solaris Utama, which is, I feel, one of the best place to be, having stuff like this. The reason is because these guys have always been advocate of arts, of films, of festivals, of music, and also so many things, right?
Yep.
Now, being there for so long, could you maybe try to change just the people around that area that works there on a daily basis?
Well, that's the thing. The thing about event is always a one-off thing. If you
That's
talk
right.
about it, you know,
That's
it's
right.
a
There's no
7 day.
continuation.
The continuation is hard to be done at the venue because it's a commercial place. So we can't accommodate that place every week because then you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So but this is just the highlights of every year. Me, I work the organizer for CLEF, which is EcoKnights, an environmental organization in KL, does year-long programs outside of the festival.
Okay.
So people can still get in touch with us, but if you ask me around that area, I think the least they can do is come to the festival because there are a lot more initiatives.
Okay.
So they can get involved. They can go and get to know people and even purchase some of the eco-friendly products and then try to be a more regular customer to this product. So I think the challenge that we're always trying to do is to get people who are, I would call, the unconverted, those who have very little understanding or even exposure, to come and just give it a try.
So what are your challenges getting these people to come?
Well, I think I had this discussion a few days ago at IGM, and I think the issue that we feel is that when it's associated with something such as eco, then it kind of like turns people off for some reason.
Really?
So yes, that's part of what the discussion that I had a couple of days ago, which I think they hold some truth to it, because when I say, okay, let's go and watch a film, environmental film,
right?
A lot of people will say like, it's not my thing,
right?
But if I tell you like, hey, let's watch this film, it's called Avatar, and it's a really awesome film, and you watch, and in the film it says a lot, it tells a lot of story about taking care of environment, culture, heritage, you would go. So I think that eco seems to have some sort of a gap.
Are you targeting the wrong people? Because, for example, your film earlier shows water, shows diving, and shows underwater life.
Yeah.
Personally, I have groups of divers that we really care about the life underwater.
Sure.
Maybe I'm just saying you're targeting the wrong group.
Well, we do through our team. We do a lot, multiple promotional and publicity strategies. We go by, again, those who are already in it, because what we do is always updating on what's current in the environmental sectors or industries.
Right.
Second is to target people who might be relevant to the issues. For example, all the films that we have listed down on a daily basis have different themes. So wildlife, marine, consumerism. So from there, our team works with and try to engage with different groups, societies that may have some sort of attention or would like to be part of it. So so we do, but again, between sending information and this normal marketing stuff, from attention to interest to desire to so those things there's still a lot more work, because I think they're aware, but they still feel like, should I come?
Right. I've never hear you spoken in any collaboration with any government agencies or any or maybe do I not know about this?
Oh yeah, of course. DBKL has been supporting us for very long time.
Okay.
Even for the last few years. In fact, they have specifically supporting the award ceremony for the best film. So it's called KL Mayor's Award. So KLEFF Mayor's Award. So the agency is already the government is already supporting. Of course, we've been talking to, we are also working with the Department of Irrigation and Drainage, JPS. So through our River of Life program. So we have a special River of Life category for the film.
Okay, River of Life.
Yeah, River of Life category. So of course, to get multiple agencies will be a lot of it will take a lot of time, just because it's a level of bureaucracy, it's a lot of different level of an organization. But we must get the government involved, we must get the corporate involved, we must get the committee involved, NGOs involved, and public involved. These are all the main stakeholders that is very, very critical to any movement.
Right. So maybe I know it starts today, 22nd of October.
Yes.
Maybe you can share with me a little bit what are the highlights for this year's event.
Well, there are a few highlights. Obviously, the films are the main highlights.
Okay.
Otherwise,
there's no point having a film festival.
Having a film festival, right? And then we have another new component called the Act for SDGs.
Sorry?
Act. ACT, Act for Sustainable Development Goals. So we work or we partner with different organizations such as the Forest Transformation, an NGO who runs a dialogue on palm oil. There's also a wildlife conservation organization that will host a forum, a dialogue on wildlife. So instead of only us doing it, so we get more people to come. And then of course, we have multiple workshops, different workshops organized by us, organized by different people, on culture, on heritage, on DIY, on even agriculture, farming, so many things.
I saw that. I saw the soil one. It was very interesting. It was sold out.
Yep.
And then you have photography.
The photography, we have. And we even get Farhan. Farhan is a Canadian. He won one of the films in 2016. It was his breakthrough in environmental films, and then he is coming again to screen another films and to run a masterclass on filmmaking, environmental filmmaking, and drones. Yeah, so he would coming back and work with us. I think this is what we're trying to do, to get people who've been working with us come again, work again, do benefit different people, benefit communities, not just local but global. That means and
that's the website that you can actually find out more information, kleff.my, which is down here right now. You've been. What time is the event open and close?
It will start at around 12 on the weekdays, and then we'll end at 10 or 11 depending. So the green market, where all the green vendors are selling products and all that, it will start at 12 until 10. But the films will on the weekdays will start 6:30 on the weekdays. On the weekend it will start at 12 and end at about 11.
Any interesting vendors that you have that you think should be highlighted just before we go?
I wish there are more than 30 vendors.
Okay.
Of course, we categorize it based on different sections, like beauty, cosmetics, or even food, healthy food. But what we're trying to focus on the vendors are these vendors are trying to achieve the goal number 12 in SDGs, which is sustainable consumption and production. So we look for vendors that focuses on trying to sell something more responsibly as well.
Right.
So I can tell you a few, like Tanah Merah, our partners for the past many years, but there are plenty of things for everyone, for kids, for women, for the men's, and generally just it's end of the month now. So
spending basically.
So you can start to learn to spend buying something more responsibly.
Right. And I like this. I like this bag.
That's for you.
Oh, thank you very much. How do I get this?
Okay, so if you spend 50 ringgit at our green market, you can redeem this bag for free.
Okay.
So we're giving this at least for free to our visitors. But spend 50 ringgit, buy something responsibly, you get this bag.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for watching Monday's edition of Bernama Today. Stay tuned because we've got news Next, thank you, Fadli, for coming here and sharing with me all this, and especially giving me this very interesting bag. Because, you know, a lot of people go shopping, but they don't have bags, and now I do.
Yeah, we have 1,000 of it to give away.
All right. Thank you very much,
Thank you so much,
Fadli.
Fabian.
And thank you very much, you at home, for watching this. I hope you go and support them and be eco as well at your own home. We got news updates right here on Bernama News channel. Stay tuned.